Hello, my name is Kevin Liu, and this is my hack, AdventureGPT for ChatHacks. So essentially, my inspiration for this app was to basically make a create your own adventure game where you could basically use your own idea without having any previous story ready experience, and you'll be able to basically play out this unique idea with ChatGPT. And I'm basically using OpenAI's API to generate a completely unique series of events based on your idea that you can play through by selecting a series of options like A, B, C, and D to basically see how your story progresses. So, starting from the left here, I have some technical parameters that can basically allow the user to essentially change how the AI will respond to their prompts. And so we don't have to worry about that because this is more for like the technical aspect of things where someone might want to see like if by changing these parameters they could get different responses, but we don't have to worry about that for this short demo. So starting with the details of the story that we want here, I offer two options. So you can either enter your own story idea or use some of the preset ideas, but we can use our own idea. So for example, we could be a group of adventurers looking for treasure in Brazil. And we can also select how many turns our story will last. So for the purposes of this short demo, I'll just set it to 4 turns. And I can create my story. So right now, what's happening is that it's basically sends a prompt to ChatGPT, and it's basically saying, "This is my story. I basically want you to generate 4 events that could happen next, A, B, C, and D." And then when it sends a response, it basically parse that for the options, and then you can proceed with the game. So as you can see here, AdventureGPT gives you all the options that you want. So we can see that there's a group of adventurers in Brazil. They heard of rumors of a lost city, and so we could perhaps scout the area for any potential dangers or traps. That's a pretty good idea for going to the completely unknown area. So this is our next turn. So as adventurers scout the area, they come across several traps and obstacles, and the city is not completely abandoned. So we could um, proceed with caution, just going straight for the treasure. So while it's generating, I just want to point out some of the additional features I integrated into the app just for quality of life and customizability. So, for example, you can turn on a light mode or a dark mode. That just depends on your system theme or if you want to change it yourself. Now, on the left here, you can't change any of the parameters after the story has been generating. So you can also just hide that. So I'm just going to keep it up because I want to look at the prompt and the numbers. Um, I'll just change the. You can also change the font. So this is just more aesthetic stuff that would be the user's preference. And you can finally change the background of the story. So as you can see, I'm changing the background over here. So next, turn 3, as the adventurers make their way to the city, they come across a group of hostile bandits. Well, so I suppose you can just fight the bandits. And now we're on our last turn. So what's going to happen next is the conclusion will pop up, and that what that basically does is it takes all the decisions you've made, takes the final decision, and basically makes a nice concise summary of what happens. So there was a fierce battle from the adventurers, and it somehow achieved a peaceful resolution, and they were ready for the next adventure. So as you can see here, ChatGPT was basically able to create a full, almost narrative with my idea, and so that basically just gives users a way to have a little fun with their imagination and playing out the potential ideas that they could have. And I can clear the history, and as you can see, the maximum amount of turns is 20, so you could make a fairly long story. And if you want to save that story, you could just press this download button here. You can't see it, but that essentially saves a log of the story. And finally, you can log in if you want your avatar to appear. So, for example, you can sign in with Google, or you can sign in with Discord. So I'll just use my Discord account. And as you can see, my avatar pops up here. And if I want to choose a starter idea, where there's a haunted microwave, as you can see, your user data will appear there. And then you can play the game from there. So thank you so much for listening to my demo, and if you want to try it for yourself, you can go to AdventureGPT.Vercel.app. Thank you for listening to my demo.